Hey, what's going on, people? So, I'm going to do one video for today talking about age 6, going into first grade. Now, I watched some commercials from the year 2001, 2002 to refresh my memory. And I want to just tell you some of the things that I like as a kid from age 6, from leaving kindergarten to proceeding to first grade. So I love cereal. I didn't have a sensitivity to milk at the time. I love cereal. I love Frosted Flakes, Golden Grahams. What's the other one? Golden Grahams. Yeah, Golden Grahams were like the graham crackers. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I loved what's those things? I love Golden Crisp. And there's a cereal that's equivalent to Golden Crisp. I forgot the name of it. I think there's like a toucan. Oh yeah, I like Fruit Loops. But there was like something on there. It was equivalent to Golden Crisp. Cause like every black family, my dad would eat cereal in this big ass popcorn bowl. He'll mix them up with like Frosted Flakes and Honey Smacks. That's what they're called, Honey Smacks. I love Honey Smacks. The only cereals I didn't like were Cheerios and Kix. As Donald Glover would say, Cheerios taste like cardboard doo-doo, and Kix is like the hand jobs of cereals. I mean, this is good, but you know what I really want. I love cereals. I love Pop-Tarts. I loved, at the time, we weren't really eating bacon, but I like turkey bacon. I love pancakes. I love waffles. Eggo waffles, Aunt Jemima waffles. I love that. Yeah, and if you didn't know, Aunt Jemima was actually a brand before Pearlman, whatever the hell they call that stuff now. Pearlman's Mill or something. I loved what else? I love cereal. I always ate breakfast. I love breakfast sausages. Being from Pennsylvania, at the time, I don't believe we ate Scrapple yet. But that is pork. If you're from Pennsylvania, it's very popular. And let me just tell you some of the differences in Pennsylvania, where I'm from, in our food, because certain regions have stores that I've never been to. I always wanted to eat at In-N-Out, but knowing what I know about restaurants now, not as much. But we don't have like In-N-Out. These are the stores that we have. Wawa. It's very popular in our region. Wawa is like the Buc-ee's of the South and the Midwest. We have water ice, which is similar to like a Slurpee. Yeah, we have it's really Rita's water ice is like a chain down in Philadelphia. It's very popular, and they'll even have like little shops depending on where you're from. We would go to this really good water ice stand on 52nd in Chester Avenue called Fred's Water Ice. It was really good, man. I think that's where we originally went. No, we first did Rita's, because we went to a Rita's on Willard Avenue, but I don't even think that's open anymore. I haven't been to that side of Philly in years. And then Rita's. Then those are the only things I can think of right now. So I love water ice. I love I ate this obsessively. I love I love chicken tenders and fries. That's all I would eat sometimes. It's just chicken tenders and fries. No matter, because we didn't really do a lot of eating out, but when we would order food, or I would have food made for me, that's basically what I would eat, because I was sensitive to some foods like macaroni and cheese. I didn't like macaroni and cheese, but I love chicken. Another thing about me is, I love riding my bike. I loved what else? I love Nintendo. I love playing like Nintendo games, computer games. Internet wasn't really popular at the time. And I love wrestling. Something else is what's some more things about me? Because we're going into 2001. I just want you to know that I was a really quiet student, but I was classified as one of the good kids, because you would get like little clips on your collar. If you had like 10, you'll get like a prize at the end of the day. And I got a lot of prizes. I did have people who I was a pretty well-liked student, but I did not have friends. I didn't know how to initiate friendships still. I was classified as, like I said, a likable person, but I didn't know how to initiate friendships with people, where I get their phone number and we hang out, on the weekends, or we go to each other's houses. I didn't know how to do that. So what I was subject to a lot was just being like socializing with either my brother's friends or just people that were friends like of my mom that had kids. Those were like my little play dates. So my mom basically was responsible for me socializing with people, with anybody that was friends of her and they had kids. Because I was always trying to hang out with my brother's friends. My brother had this friend named Devon, who I'll talk about a little later. They were like best friends. He came over to my house a few times. I've seen them argue before and get into fights. I remember he had like a birthday party, and he didn't want me coming. I was so mad that I wasn't invited to go. They were going like bowling, and I couldn't go. But I'm gonna talk about him a little later, because he something happened between them two a little later. But he had a friend named Devon, and he had a friend named Cody. My brother was in the 3rd grade at the time, so he had a 3rd grade teacher named Mr. Myers. And my brother was a really good student. My brother was honor roll material. He was like a really gifted student versus me, who was average. And if I knew the things I knew about my brain now, I could have been a pretty good student, knowing what I know, at least now. That's pretty much I gotta say about that. It was just, 1st grade, like the first season, like the fall of that year, proceeding into winter, like 2002. Like I said, it was pretty normal. I was aware that my parents' marriage probably was coming to an end, because they were fighting a lot. They were like fighting during like breakfast. And I believe my dad moved into our old room. So around this time, because there were like 3 rooms in the house. Had my parents' bedroom, our room, which was in the middle, then the bathroom. My parents' room, bathroom, our room, and in the back room was like a vacant room for just guests to come in. And let me just tell you this. there's a NFL player, former NFL player. I got some clout chasing. Jared Odrick, Jared Odrick, Odrick. He played for the Miami Dolphins and the Jacksonville Jaguars, where I'm pretty adjacent to at the moment. He stayed in my house for about, his dad came over a couple times. But whenever that Jimmy Neutron premiere came on, I believe that's when he was over the house. I forgot. Something like that. His dad stayed over a couple times. But I don't know. His mom, so he has a white mother. I feel like this is before 2000. This is before 2002, probably like year 2000, because he wouldn't have been in my house at like 15. But they stayed over one time in my house, and I have not like been in contact with him after that, because all I knew when he was getting drafted to the NFL, that's all I heard of him. And I just said, who's Jared? And it was like, oh, he's the guy that stayed over when I was young. But I wasn't close to him. I didn't really know him. I didn't know him like that at all. He just stayed over that one time. But he stayed in my room. But he wound up playing 6 seasons in the NFL. And yeah, that's that. Yeah, my parents' marriage. So back to my parents. So my dad wound up taking our room. We had like a small room. He wound up taking that room because we had like bunk beds in there, and the bunk beds, they would come apart. So he took the beds down, and we slept in the back room. You know, it was a smaller room. Well, it was a big room because we had a smaller room in the middle room. But we knew the marriage was probably coming to an end because, like I said, they were sleeping in separate rooms. And that was just a sign that, like, you know, they weren't really in love with each other. But we never saw that displayed in our house. We never saw a wife and a husband affectionate towards one another. You know, from as young as I can remember, they always argued and bickered. But this is why I believe that they only got married because maybe my mom, you know, she went to church sometimes, and maybe it just looked appropriate to get married, because they got married in 97. How do I know? I was told that. I always had the notion that my parents were married, but that's not the case. But 2002 was my 7th birthday. I got cards. I got gifts. Don't remember what gifts I got. But I remember my dad got me a card. You know, it was a good time. Some things I didn't like. We had to do like swimming lessons at the Y in West Philly. I didn't like that at all because that instructor there was always yelling at us. It was this instructor named Mr. Gary. He was always yelling at us for some reason. It was another guy who he would yell at us too. If we weren't paying attention, he'll like splash water in your face. The only nice instructor was Miss Nicole. She was actually nice. I don't know why you gotta yell at kids for fucking swimming. Like, it's a recreational activity. As Bill Burr would say, it's a recreational activity. And you notice I'm always quoting comedians because I will talk about that like a little later too. But yeah, swimming. I did basketball at the Fairmount Association. We did basketball and baseball. But me playing baseball we played for the Phillies, the Little League team, of course. And I'll talk, that's like later in 2002. But I want to just talk about early 2002, because my life was comprised of just school, wrestling, cartoons, and that's about it, and playing with friends. And I did still have friends. I believe around this time my white friend, who was my neighbor, Anthony, he wound up moving like a few blocks over, because I saw him. He just moved around this time, and like I told you, white people move out of black neighborhoods. He wound up moving, but I still hung out with a lot of the neighborhood kids. I think, 2002. I believe Poppy was still there. The Hispanic, like the Puerto Rican family was still there. There were like new people moving in. It was this girl named Maggie and her brother Elmo. We just called him Elmo. He lived down the street. He would hang out with us. It was a guy named Milkman. He lived a few like blocks over, but his mom worked with my dad at SEPTA, so that's how we were all tight. We went outside still, but we I guess because we had friends at school and we just had the Nintendo, and like I said, the internet was not really popular still, so it was still just like WWE.com, Nick.com, CartoonNetwork.com. That's all the sites I was on. And my mom was really on the computer to play Scrabble. That's the only reason she was on the computer. But yeah, that was it, man. Yeah, we had I was a good student. I didn't fail the first grade. You know, I had to go to after school because I believe my parents worked. Both of them had jobs, so we had to go to after school, which wasn't as so bad. It's just that I didn't. A lot of those teachers there were fucking mean as hell, man. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't have the mindset I had now at 7, but I did understand like a lot of black women who were like teachers there. They were nasty as hell versus like the white teachers. That I just noticed though, like with white teachers, I didn't have this mindset I do now. But with white teachers, they weren't as nasty as like the black female teachers were. Those bitches there were nasty as hell, man. They were like, this lady named Miss Pickett, man. She was nasty as hell. Miss Anderson was nasty. Miss, yeah, I just noticed. I didn't understand the difference with skin color and race, but I knew who to talk to and who not to. And this is just me. This is my opinion. I would go to someone who I felt was calm and polite versus rude and nasty. What else? Because he had this this lady named Miss John. She was like the lady that worked in the office. I don't want to say anything about her because she passed away 10 years ago. So I'm not going to say nothing bad about her, because she never did nothing wrong to me. But my mom even said she was a little grumpy. Because let me just say this. There's always going to be, not for my generation, but that mammy stereotype is very true. It's very true, man. I don't want to call her like the mammy, but I don't want to say nothing bad about her, because she never really did nothing wrong to me. She just was a little grumpy when I would ask her questions. She was only grumpy when I was a little older. But 2002, like I said, it wasn't much going on. This was though the last summer, so just going to the summertime. Like I told you, my life just consisted of cartoons, wrestling, SmackDown, Raw, Sunday Night Heat. Around that time, I believe Velocity was like a show on Saturday that was like the dark matches for SmackDown. But it was actually it aired on Saturday, but it was live on Tuesday. This is the last summer where we just were allowed to stay in the house, hang out, go ride our bikes, do whatever we wanted to. My mom will watch us. We'll be in the house with the air on all day. That was the last summer for that, man. It was the last summer for that. And we were coming to the conclusion that our parents' marriage was coming to an end. I remember this song by a it was a group. Let me tell you this too. I had a little crush on, let me just fucking say it. I loved teen pop groups as a kid. I told you how I love like the divas in like wrestling. I had a crush on this girl band called Play. I would think about them a lot. Play was a band. It was a group from Sweden, and they had a song that they stole from a black. It was a black singer. It was called "I'm Gonna Make You Love Me." That was a hit song in 2002, and I secretly wanted. And let me tell you, it was no such thing as gay. We didn't know what gay meant at 7. I didn't want people thinking I was a girl, like a girly ass boy. So I was trying to find a way to get that CD, because the CD for Play, "I'm Gonna Make You Love Me" sound like the song, the single. I wanted to like go on the phone. I think I was trying to go on the phone and I was trying to order it, but you needed like a parent's permission. You know how they say you have to be 18 years or older with parents' permission or some shit. I wanted to get it so much because I love like the girl group. But anyway, I heard that song through commercials. That's like the only access that I had that song through, because there was no internet like that, like we have today. But I remember when my half brother was around, my dad was around, my brother was around. We were all in a little red car, the red little Cougar car we had, the Pontiac. When we had when we all knew that our parents' marriage was coming to an end, just how that song was called "I'm Gonna Make You Love Me," I was telling my dad, like, I'm gonna make you love Mom. I'm gonna like make you guys love each other. And he said, you can't, you're not, he was just saying like, you can't make anybody love anybody's son. And I just came to terms, like I said, the marriage was just coming to an end. We were like breaking up as a family, and it was very clear, but we didn't know what was going to proceed after that. We didn't know if we were going to stay in the house, because we thought that our dad was going to just live somewhere else, when we want to keep the house, keep the cat. My mom was going to keep the house. We didn't know what was going to go on, but it was very clear to us around the summertime that the marriage was coming to an end. They weren't in love with each other, and we were just processing everything, you know. Around this time too, my brother, the half brother, was visiting a lot. So he moved to Ohio. He moved to Cleveland, Ohio. I don't know which city he's actually from. I don't know if he's from Cleveland, Cincinnati, Toledo. I really don't know what city he's from. But I will say this. When I was younger, I loved when he came over, because he would wrestle with us. He would, I just loved his company when he would come over. He had like this PT Cruiser model car I loved to play with. You know, we had a lot of fun, you know, with each other. When I was 7, this is how I know this is the summertime. I had received an award during the award ceremony for Religion Champion of the Year in my grade, because I was such a good, well-behaved student. He threw my gold medal down because we had a deck. He threw it off the deck, and I had to go outside and get it. You can't believe I walked around the block at night to get my, it was probably like 7 o'clock. I wouldn't have been walking around 10 o'clock at night. But he threw my medal off the deck. This is when, I believe the summertime, it was definitely the summertime, because we were watching an event on, we were watching WWE in our room. I only knew this was, This was the summertime because Kurt Angle was wrestling somebody. Because, you know, like when we had the pay-per-view on our box, it would play the pay-per-view twice. It would have like an encore special. But I remember whenever Paul Heyman was in Kurt Angle, whatever match that was during the summertime, it was SummerSlam or something. But that's what I remember. That very night we were watching wrestling, like a pay-per-view. And proceeding, like, you know, to the fall of 2002, I entered the 2nd grade. My brother entered the 4th grade. And let me just tell you this. During that award ceremony that I really didn't go into detail about, I didn't get any awards for academics. My brother did. But my mom, she did honk at his potential, his soon-to-be 4th grade teacher, Mr. Harris. That would have a big effect on me later on. But he had a teacher named Mr. Harris. I had Miss Turner. I had Miss Turner, excuse me. I had a teacher named Miss Turner. I'm just going to say that. And she was my 4th grade teacher. I mean, she was my 2nd grade teacher. Miss Turner was a pretty nice teacher. Looking back, I think she was mixed race. She was half black, half white. Because I'm really thinking I should do a second part. This is now proceeding into the fall of 2003 the fall of 2002 going into 2003. But let me tell you that 2002, the summertime was the last summer where I just was allowed to sit on my ass and do nothing, stay in like a cool ass house, watch Nick Jr. and Nickelodeon all day, play video games. That was the last fun summer ever. And that's pretty much it, you know. Oh yeah, my food sensitivity was slowly developing. Foods that I was beginning to have a dislike for was gum, bubble gum, and pretzels. And let me just tell you this. This kind of goes into 2002, the fall of 2002, like 2nd grade. This lady on the 33 bus, we would get on the 33 bus to 23rd and Venango. This lady with all this bright ass red lipstick on. I began to notice that I had a sensitivity to food whenever people wore red lipstick. Whenever she got on the bus, I didn't want to eat the pretzel no more because she ruined my appetite. I call her the Joe behind lady. That's what I call her. Joe is a fully slang word, means it. I thought it meant it was the equivalent of annoying. That's what I used it. That's the context I used it in. But I called her the Joe behind lady. And my brother would say, yo, that's the Joe behind lady right there. But I'm going to end this video. It's going on 30 minutes.